Hey guys, what is up? Zachariah Hutch here. Today on this video, we are actually going to do um, an a little review video today because if you guys have not heard, um, Busch Gardens is now on their way with their new Pantheon roller coaster coming in 2020. Open spring 2020, and as we know, Pantheon is going to be a hit at Busch Gardens this spring of 2020. We don't have an official opening date or soft opening date yet, but we will let you know that soon. But saying with that, if you guys did not hear, we actually got our announcement that there is a new 2020 not 2020, a new Busch Gardens project coming next year in 2021. And I am super excited for this because I heard that this coaster is going to be a really exciting and kind of short kind of ride. It kind of reminded me, when I saw the layout, it kind of reminded me of Pantheon a little bit with its spike going up. But yeah, today we're going to get into this review, and I just want to do this little part before I start. I was going to do this with one of my best friends, and she, I guess, was not used to being on YouTube. She told me that. So you guys will not get to see her today, so I'm just going to be doing this review with you guys. So let's get started. So, as we know, we have the new Pantheon roller coaster coming in 2020. That is going to be a huge hit for Busch Gardens Williamsburg. It's going to attract lots of guests, and as of right now, we know that the longest line. Well, I know the longest line in the ride in the park is the Verbolten roller coaster in Oktoberfest. And I'm sure when Pantheon opens, this is going to be a very huge hit for Busch Gardens because Pantheon is. When I saw Pantheon, it was a very huge roller coaster. Like, it was one of the biggest roller coasters I've seen in 2020. Like, it's one of I feel like it's one of Busch Gardens' top 10s, and it stands out as they actually voted it as the best roller coaster of 2020, and that is huge for Busch Gardens. Like, I was pretty surprised to hear about that. But as you guys have heard, a lot of BGW fans have heard, we have a new coaster coming in 2021. And I am, like I said, I'm super excited for this because I saw the layout and read everything about it. It sounds awesome. I saw the point of view. It looks amazing. It was short, but I do have the things online, and we're going to read that in a minute. But what I want to say is that I am super excited for this new roller coaster coming next year. So without further ado, let's go to our BGW website and let's read on for. Okay, so hang on, we're going to go to it. And so, hang on, let me find a good one for you guys. So as you guys have heard, we got our this is only half the layout. So we have let's first talk about its station area. So its station area is going to take this station is going to take if you guys have heard of the roller coaster that closed in 1998, Dragonfire, it's actually going to take its station. And yeah, so it's going to take its station because as we know, the Dragonfire station is not running. There's nothing on it. They only used it for Hollow Scream haunted houses. But yeah, and I'm gonna read this little part to you for its station area. Back in October, I proposed a solution for the station in which trains enter and exit the station in reverse. The idea was that the train in the station would back up to position 3 in the map below, which I'm going to show it in a minute, and hold there while the other train stopped at position 1 would back into the station. After this occurred, both switch tracks could flip to their other position, and the dispatching not at position 3, now at position 3, could launch down the full length of the launch section and out into the course. So this coaster, as you see on this layout, it's going to provide switch tracks like the new Pantheon. So number 1 is its launch pad. Number 2 is the station. Number 3 is another switch track. And thanks to the newly discovered very small direction of travel arrows in the Project 2021, Station floor plan we obtained and leaked back in August 2019. We can now say with a fair degree of certainty that my original solution to the station area was incorrect. Given the newly discovered information, I now believe the station blocking is essentially opposite of what I proposed previously. Once the train out on the course ends its run, it should come to rest at position 3. The other train in the station position 2 then departs forward through the switch track to position 1. The train returning to the station to unload guests then travels through the first track in front of position 3 and back into the station. I'm going to read this for you because I know you guys want to hear about it. First launch, given that we're now essentially positive that there's a second smaller spike at the back of the course, it seems very likely that BGW's 2021 coaster starts with a swing launch of some sort, a multi-launch a lot like Pantheon's, and or ends with a swing break. My newly coined term for a multi-pass braking setup similar to Tempesto's. Setups like this allow a coaster to build up or burn off more energy in a shorter area by utilizing the same launches and or brakes multi times in a row on subsequent passes. Another thing to note about the long launch section that runs parallel to the ride station, it might have a mid-launch speed hill or two, just like Pantheon features during its mid-course swing launch. We don't have a direct evidence confirming or denying the existence of a mid-launch hill at this point, but there is a bit of an uneven-looking distribution of footers at 2 points throughout that straightaway. Thus, possibility seem worth noting. So, I'm going to stop right there for you guys and go all the way down here, and we're going to skip all the way because like I said, I wasn't going to read all this, but I am going to read some parts that I know you guys are going to want to know about. So like I said, this is going to probably be similar to Pantheon except shorter. Like I said, it's going to have spikes, back spike, the main spike, and like it's going to be the main spike and the back spike. And here I'm going to read this little part for you guys because I know you want to get a little information. So this is kind of its area where that circle is. It's going to be where Drakenfire once stood, which closed in 1998. So that red circle is the mark of its land. So I'm going to read off right here for y'all because I know y'all want to hear this. First off, just take a moment to note from how enormous footers for this structure are. They're the 3 light gray squares around the dots that form what appears to be an arrow pointing up and to the left. Not only are they enormous footers, but also note just how spread out they are. Regardless of the specific of the track shaping, the sheer scale of this element will be downright monumental. There's another really interesting difference between this footer pattern and the smaller one at the other end of the coaster too. The line of footers approaching this structure deeply bisects the triangle formed by the main support structure footers. This suggests that the coaster will actually travel up through the middle of at least part of this triangle formed by the main supporting structure. The footer pattern isn't the only detail that suggests this either, assuming I'm correct about the evidence of a valley launch. To keep the forces realistic, this coaster will need every inch of track possible for its vertical pullout from the launch into the spike. An easy way to get some extra horizontal space is for the coaster reclaim it from the spike support structure by using the structure's depth to its advantage. So working from this assessment that the track likely ascends up the middle of the structure, what options does that give us for the track shaping of the spike itself? Limitless. This could be a simple vertical spike, but that seems like it would be an enormous waste of a good opportunity, especially since this element will be the reason to ride this coaster. I tend to believe that this is very likely either a huge beyond vertical spike similar to one on Intamin's Fly Rider model, or it could be a massive vertical spiral, possibly like a supersized version of Viri World's Turbo Coaster, a turbo track. Another recent Intamin product. So guys, now I'm about to read its layout. We're about to get to the layout map in a minute, but this is kind of where it comes in. Either of these options at the scale we're talking here. Again, potentially 355 feet above grade and 435 feet above sea level would be unlike anything else in the world. The tallest shuttle coasters, now listen to this, the tallest shuttle coasters ever built have all just been straight lines with a vertical spike. A 355-foot spiral or beyond vertical spike towering next to the Rhine River would be unreal. Now, this is where we get to the main part. This is kind of the one I really was excited to talk to you guys about. And now we're putting it all together. So we have a theory for the spikes, a theory for the station area, a theory for the first and second launches, and even a theory for the curves between said launches. If we shove all these pieces together into one very colorful layout map, we get something that looks like this. And here's where we come into our layout map. So as you guys see in this layout, we have our station, we have our switch tracks, we have our blockout breaks, our two main and back spikes, an overbank turn, a bank rise right turn, and so we're gonna see the point of view in a minute. Like, I'm gonna go and show you guys the point of view in a minute, because I did kind of see our point of view that was not, I mean, it's not gonna be exactly like what we're gonna see when it opens, but it's gonna be similar to that. So as you guys see, we have our station, we have our block breaks, and so what the coaster is going to do, it's going to exit the station, go to the launch pad, then it's going to switch track and go backwards, and then it's going to launch into another switch track and go through that bank rise right, that overbank turn, and to the main spike. And it's going to be probably a tall main spike. But what I heard about that main spike is that it's possibly going to not be a straight main spike, but a curved main spike. And so it's kind of going to curve. Like if you hear about if you heard about the coaster Wicked Twister, it's going to kind of be similar like that, if you guys know Wicked Twister. So it's going to do that main spike. It's going to come all the way back to the station, go back on that switch track and back to Dragonfire Station, original station. And so, like I said, we're going to see the point of view in a minute, but I'm just want to read this for a minute. Considering the scale speeds at play here, this ride looks insane. I don't think it looks amazing. I don't think it's going to be many people's favorite ride in the park. Because, guys, well, hang on, I'll get to accept it. I accept Pantheon to be better. That said, while it may not be the greatest coaster ever, it is one of the craziest, one of the nuttiest, one of the most absurd coasters I've ever seen proposed anywhere. I love me some weird coaster credits. And this thing has the potential to be one of the strangest ever. And now we're going to skip all the way to the point of view. But before I show this, I just want to say, I do kind of agree with this when I saw this video. Like, I agree that this is probably going to be one of the craziest roller coasters ever. Like, I think Pantheon's going to be the best. That's my opinion. I really think Pantheon's going to beat this coaster, because just by looking at this coaster layout, this is pretty weird to me. Like, to myself, like, I was like, what the heck is this? Like, I've never seen anything like it before, like a curved main spike. Like, I was like, what? So, yes, I'm about to show the point of view in a minute. And just so you guys know, when I show this point of view, I just want to guys let you know that I cannot put it on full screen because it's going to turn sideways if I do. So, yeah, we're going to get into the video. And just to show you guys just kind of a weird layout of this new 2021 project is going to be pretty weird. So let's start it right now. Okay, guys, we're having some technical difficulties with showing the point of view, so I'm gonna just try to see if I can show it on YouTube. Here, I'm gonna try and see if I can show it on YouTube for you guys. So I'm sorry about that. Let's see if it'll show on YouTube. And hopefully it will. But as you guys know, this is kind of how it starts. Hang on, guys. It's just trying to buffer. I'm so sorry if this is not turning out well. This point of view is showing. So I apologize for that. But you guys get the idea. It kind of exits out the station for a minute. So yeah, that is the 2021 project layout. And like I said, that main spike is not, as you saw in the video, it's not going to be straight up. They said it's going to curve, kind of like Wicked Twister. And y'all might be thinking to yourself, like, Zachariah, that is actually a weird coaster layout, and that looks so short. And guess what? You are right. That's what I was thinking in my head too. I was like, this is a really weird coaster layout, and it looks so short. Like, I would not consider this my favorite in the park. But, I mean, it's like Pantheon, but it's short. Like, I definitely believe Pantheon is going to be a hit for Busch Gardens Williamsburg. And, I mean, this is going to kind of be a little hit, too, when it opens in 2021. But, I think Pantheon is really going to beat its coaster, layout. Like, it's like Pantheon, when I saw the point of view for Pantheon, I was like, I am so ready for this beast. I know this is going to be a monster coaster. But I am very I'm pretty interested about this 2021 roller coaster. It's really very interesting. Like, I was pretty shocked when I heard about this. Yes, this is Project 2021 for Busch Gardens. Like I said, you know, I'm very excited for Pantheon 2020. I'm really excited for that roller coaster. I am already counting the days to its opening. And, you know, I'm just really excited for 2020 Pantheon. But 2021, like I said, we have no information. All I just have is its layout right now. Not its full layout. Not its theming. Not its anything. Like, we have no information because it's early right now. But we will soon, so keep in touch. All right, guys, this is my review today. Please keep in touch with Zachariah Hodge. I will see you guys on the next video. Peace out.